You know what they crave, right? A twitch, a crack, a raised brow, a clenched jaw. That little shake in your voice, that's all they wait for. That tiny break in your armor that screams, "You got to me." And when they see it, oh, it feeds them. It gives them purpose. It validates every dirty little scheme they've run behind your back. So let me teach you something they'll never say out loud. Silence. It's a weapon, the coldest form of revenge. You walk in, no smiles, no greetings, just eyes that have seen hell and came back colder. You don't need to scream to be heard. You don't need fists to win wars. You just need to not react. Because when you react, you give them power. When you respond, they calculate. But when you're silent, you're a storm with no schedule. And that terrifies them. People don't fear loud. Loud is predictable. Loud is controllable. It's the quiet ones that unsettle the room. The ones who watch, who listen, who don't need to bark to bite. You ever seen a snake hiss before it strikes? No, it coils. It waits. And just when the prey gets cocky, boom, done. That's silence. That's composure. That's knowing your worth without needing to explain it. And when they gossip, twist your name. Joke about your fall. Stay still. Stay cold. Because nothing drives a traitor more insane than realizing the person they betrayed didn't even flinch. This world? It's full of noise. Empty noise. People yelling for validation, screaming for attention, making noise to cover up the fact they've got nothing real inside. And the second you try to explain yourself, you enter their circus. You dance in their chaos. But when you hold your tongue, when you stand your ground and just watch, you make them nervous. You become unreadable. And nothing scares the manipulative more than someone they can't manipulate. So when they push your buttons, disconnect the damn board. Make them wonder. If they ever even had control, they'll test you, whisper in circles, poke, hoping you explode. They want that reaction, not because it solves anything, but because it proves you're still playing their game. Don't play it, create your own. Make silence your answer. Make distance your dialogue. Let your success scream while your mouth stays shut. Because when you react, you confirm their relevance. But when you don't, you kill their existence in your world. You think pain needs to be expressed to be healed? Nah. Sometimes healing is done in shadows with your own damn hands. You stitch your soul together without applause, and that, my friend, makes you dangerous. People can't stand a quiet fighter, one who doesn't whine, one who doesn't beg, one who rebuilds in silence and returns unannounced. They'll ask each other, "What's he thinking? Why isn't he mad?" That paranoia? That's your presence working in silence. That's you haunting their comfort. That's you being more terrifying without a single word spoken. You want to win? Control your reactions. Control your silence. Be a man of few words. But when those words drop, let them hit like bombs. Let your calmness be the thing that unnerves rooms. Let your lack of response be the echo in their heads when they lay at night, wondering if you're done or just preparing. And trust me, the second you master silence, you no longer walk into rooms. You own them. You ever notice how the loudest people in the room always seem the weakest when the lights go off? That's because noise is a mask, a distraction from their lack of depth. But silence? Silence ain't empty. It's full of answers, full of power, full of revenge that doesn't need witnesses. See, most people, they want applause for their pain, sympathy for their scars. They want the world to hear how they've been wronged, how they deserve better. But the truth is, the real ones, the real monsters, they don't make announcements. They don't cry about betrayal. They get quiet. They disappear. And when they return, they don't come back for explanations. They come back for results, for payback, and not in screams, in silence, in success, in moves nobody saw coming, because real pain doesn't shout. It whispers. It builds. It evolves. And when it's done evolving, it doesn't need permission to destroy everything that stood against it. I've seen it. The fake smiles, the backhanded compliments, the little passive jabs people throw your way. And if you react, they act shocked, like, "Whoa, why are you so sensitive?" But that's the game. They provoke, you explode, and they play the victim. It's a loop, a rigged deck. So you want to really mess with their heads? Don't react. Let them walk around wondering why their trick stopped working. Let them drown in their own noise while you upgrade in silence. Because when you stay calm, when you don't feed their need for attention, you become a ghost they can't touch but still feel. Every room they enter, they look over their shoulder. Every time your name comes up, there's a pause, a silence. That's when you know you've got control. And don't mistake silence for weakness. Nah. Weakness is when you let others dictate your emotions, when you let their actions pull you like a puppet. But silence? That's choice. That's strength. That's you saying, "I see everything, but I choose not to dance to your noise." It's you watching them drown in their own drama while you sip your peace like it's fine wine. Reacting is easy. Anyone can raise their voice, throw a fit, slam a door. That's predictable. That's expected. But holding your tongue when you've got every reason to spit fire, that's elite. That's scary. That's power most people will never understand. Because silence doesn't beg. It doesn't explain. It doesn't seek validation. It simply observes and strikes. When the timing is perfect, they'll say you've changed, that you're cold, that you don't care anymore. Let them. Let them build stories in their heads trying to fill in the blanks you left behind. Let them run in circles chasing a reaction that never comes. Because the second you stop explaining yourself, the second you stop reacting to every little jab, they realize you're no longer accessible, and people fear what they can't access, what they can't control. You become a mystery, a question with no answer. And there's nothing more terrifying than someone who stopped talking and started building. Your silence? That's your evolution. It's where you stop being a pawn and start becoming the board, where every move is calculated, every step is lethal. You stop entertaining clowns and start becoming the riddle they can't solve. And when they finally realize they can't touch you, when they finally see their noise no longer reaches your frequency, that's when you've won. Not with noise, not with drama, with silence. Cold, calculated, surgical silence, the kind that doesn't end the conversation. It ends the war.